I'm gonna just start recording because, dude, honestly, it is, if you really put yourself to it, it is so much harder to come on here and talk to a camera while there ain't nobody here. You ain't got nobody asking you questions. You just gotta sit here and be like, oh yeah, talk about whatever and just hold it up. And I think unless you have like a clear idea, you got something scripted out, it's in writing, you got PowerPoints, whatever it is, bro, it'll be a lot easier. But this, what I be doing, man, it's not easy. But I just said what I needed to do. I need to make a PowerPoint, I guess, or I need to write something out. I don't know, like I'm a good writer. Like I have about 6 journals in the course of a year. So I've written a lot. It hasn't been all just about my experience. Majority, I'd say 90% of it's been about my experience. But I take a look at my writing, I take a look at my vocabulary and the way I speak. And it is a lot different, man. Like when I'm talking to myself in my journal and I'm writing things out, it's like I'm tapping into some other Chris. Like there's a different Chris that is putting those words on that page because of vocabulary and the words. I could sit here and pull up, I don't know if it's necessary, but I think it'll be a little interesting, little side quest will go on. And I don't know if I'm gonna publish this video or anything like that. Maybe I will just for the fun of it, because it's been a long time since I come on here and recorded something. This is my last entry. All right, so this was, what's today, the 20th? This was on the 16th, right? So this is just something simple and basic that I wrote about. And it may not sound too different from how I actually speak, but it says, it was a good day and a very present one. Last week I realized that I'm not giving my all at work. I go to the bathroom, be on my phone, slack off on my responsibilities, like making sure things are set up, ready for the next guy. Although the night guy slacks more than me, I caught myself being petty towards his laziness, which only caused me to be lazy. So that is no more the mindset. That is a weak and childish mindset. Instead, I'll contribute and exceed to my expectation. That low work ethic is unacceptable, and it's simply not me. So today I wasn't on my phone. I left my phone on my station, carried on with my day, doing everything I needed to do. I wasn't distracted. I found by doing this, I was a lot more focused on working instead of going to the break room, checking my phone, just avoiding work, like not wanting to sit there and just watch. It did make the day go by a lot faster. I was very present in that moment, and I realized that, this is actually helping me because I can actually go off of some kind of material here. I realized that day, when I got to work and put my phone on the station, I was like, you know what, man, like I had a little moment in my head where I was like, man, every job I done went to, I always try to exceed the expectation. I always try to go in there and set a standard for myself. That's it, man. I want to go in there every day and people be like, all right, yeah, so-and-so isn't, like gets the job done good. But then they look at me and they're like, that man, he always on it, always on top of it. We can always rely on Chris, right? And so I have to do all these things that are necessary in order for me to be perceived as that. So I just caught myself, nobody's talked to me and said nothing to me really. But in my own head, thinking from a higher perspective, I was like, damn, if my supervisor were to be looking through my eyes on the daily, he would see I'm not just going to the bathroom to go to the bathroom. I'm going to the bathroom to be on my phone. I'm going to the break room to be on my phone, to sit there, to chill. That's not the expectation for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I get compared, not to brag on myself. This is not to brag on myself. I promise you. This is only to give an example. I'm being compared to the best worker there. So I'm like, damn, okay, that means I'm doing something good. But now that I have that in my head, I'm like, damn, well, I don't see him going to the break room a lot. I don't see him taking breaks. So now I have to say, all right, man, I got to cut off all distractions and I got to go out there and improve that I am better. And that's not in any kind of egotistical way, man. I'm just very competitive. And when somebody tells me that, oh, you're like just as good or you're almost as good, man, I'm trying to be better. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was the day that I realized that they had told me like, yeah, we're comparing you to this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, damn, bullshit. I'm doing all these things that this dude ain't doing. That's probably why I'm not above him. And that's not, and I don't say that in a way, I promise you, that's not a way to say like, to put him down, like, oh, I'm better than you. No, it's just simple. It's simply my nature. Like it's not that I want to be better than everybody else. It's just I want to stand out. I don't want to be compared to somebody. I want to be people to look at me and be like, damn, like he's just different. He's different, man. Like he comes in every day. He does this. He's a workaholic, whatever, man. So that's pretty much it for that. Like I wrote a little more in the present. I was like, yeah, right now I'm just taking a second, relax, work here for a minute, and then I'm gonna go work out. I think it's honestly good material right here, because I think I did kind of prove a good point of like, I seen this video from Alex Hormozy. I don't know if you guys know who he is. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right, but he was pretty much giving advice for men in their 20s. And I'm 20 years old. I just turned 20 in July. So right now I'm thinking very optimistically about my future, the things that I'm trying to do. I've been through enough, and I've, like my parents and my friends from my past, I've put the pieces together enough to see like what I don't want to become. So now that I'm 20 years old, I'm maturing. I've been on my own for a couple of years now, and I'm having to experience like real life, man. Like I ain't in college. School's over and done with, man, and I don't live with my parents, so you ain't got nobody to fall on. So it's like you start to ask yourself the question, or at least I did. I was like, man, what am I gonna do with my life? Like by the time I'm 30, I'm trying to be living comfortably. Not comfortably where like I don't have to do anything for the rest of my life, but like I want to be able to take my family out, do nice things, take care of my family, have children, do all these things in the future, right? And so I'm looking at it as, all right, well in my 20s, man, I gotta work my ass off, partying, staying out late on the weekends, and go hanging out with your friends. Like a part of my past self appeals to that. It's like, yeah, like, cause I was never a popular kid in school, and that attention, that's just nice, man. Like I think any human being, like, and it's science, like it's what is it? It's biologically in our code for us to want attention, for us to want to feel heard, to feel needed, to feel wanted. But there's a caveat to that, and I think that's the right word. And the caveat is you have to sacrifice it for later times in your life, man. Think about this. We got about, majority of us average 72, 75 years. If you take care of yourself, you're not doing drugs, you're not, eating yourself into a coma all the time and just treating your body disrespectfully, right? And so 72 years. So I'm like in a quarter of my life. And so I'm thinking as a man, like the rest of that time, like the other 80% that I have left to go, what am I gonna do? Am I just gonna sit here and do this for the rest of my life? Like work the 9 to 5? I don't live check to check, but like damn near close to it. It's like, do I want to do that for the rest of my life? Like I ask myself these questions, and I'm like, nah, I don't. And I look in my journals and my previous entries, and I see like, nah, there's somebody in here that sees something way beyond even just this present moment right now. It just hasn't been hung on the wall yet, It's still in the creative process of like figuring out what I want to make. And so that's why I think like, man, it's honestly a blessing to have that mentality right now, because from 20 to 30, that's 10 years, man. I know the years fly by fast, and a lot of older people I've talked to, they say, man, it goes by quick. But I think about 10 years, I think about, all right, if I'm not locked in right now, if I truly devote and commit myself to really, like ironing out the bad habits, reinforcing them with good habits, taking care of my family, doing what I need to do, that's at least, man, like at most 2 years. Like not even, I could cut that down by a lot if I really just mature even more, and I realize like this is what I need to do in order to succeed. So you subtract that, right? You got what, 8 years left, bro. 8 years is a crazy amount of time to hone in on something and master it, whatever it is, man. Because like I was talking to a coworker the other day, and I was like, man, I'm trying to be a millionaire by the time I'm 30. This guy's 32, and he's like, he done been through a lot. He's wasted a lot of his time. And, he looks at me, and, he's like, damn, man, like, it's crazy. You think about this. Like, you're only 20 years old. Like, you got it set for you, bro. Like, just keep doing that. Thinking about it. Find something that you love and don't give up. And so I'm thinking, shit, man, if I got all this time, I'm not trying to get to like halfway through my life and be like, all right, now I'm gonna start getting it together. Cause I think the general population in their 20s, it's like we're going to college, or we partying, or we're just being degenerate. You can expect that from a human being. I mean, we all have our desires, and there's a difference in everybody else. There is a common interest in most people, and especially in this society, we want to be seen, we want to go out and have fun, do what everybody else is doing. But I truly believe, and you know, occasionally I'll go out, man. We'll have a party at the house. We'll hang out. We'll have fun. That's okay, man. Like, that's another part of the point, is like, you can be locked in. You can be so locked in. Always remember to come back to the real reality for a minute. Because when you're super locked in, you only focus on yourself. You almost get selfish. Like, man, fuck friends, fuck the partying, fuck all that. It's good to have that like standard for yourself. You're not like a person who says all I want to do is party, all I want to do is friends. No, you're the type of person where I prioritize myself and not partying and, you know, being disciplined. But man, I'm a human and I got time to enjoy life, and that's what we should do. Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna get down the line and you're gonna realize, damn, I worked so hard for this success, and now the success has like faded. Like, yeah, I'm successful, but like, what else do I have to show for it? Yeah, I worked really hard to get there, and I did all this. I sacrificed all the fun times that I could have, everything to the bare bottom. Like, you sacrifice everything, partying, friends, girls, whatever it is, bro, everything. You get to that point, you're like, damn, what am I left with? I got all this money, I got all this success. Having a real life experience and enjoying life is way more important than success to me. And, you know, everything I say in this video, whether it's accurately correct, politically correct, you know, however it's perceived, this is my truth and this is how I believe. Because I done experienced enough of that time where I was like, man, you know, fuck the friends, fuck the partying, fuck girls. I'm going to the gym. I'm coming home. As soon as I get home, journaling, got my whole routine, going to bed by this time, boom, next day, do it all the time. And I did that. And I made a lot of progress. I did. But then I started to like, and the best way I can describe it is like, I started to actually live a little bit more. I was like, all right, I'm living this life and I'm staying true to myself and I'm improving very well. Like, I'm making a lot of improvements to my life. Damn, man, like there's something missing. Like there's a connection outside of myself that I'm missing, and that's human nature. The whole reason why I brought like that up in the first place was saying, don't get too locked in. Like, it's good to be locked in, is because if you're too focused on those things, you're not really gonna enjoy it, bro. Because discipline itself is a very good trait to have, and especially in this day and age, man, there's so many people out there who are lazy, slacking. They don't have a purpose. They don't want to do shit with their life. And so if you can just be a savage and you can go out there and focus on yourself, you get fit, you start learning things, you studying, you're working hard, okay, you're gonna be a savage. You're gonna set yourself apart from everybody else, man. It can't compare. And I've experienced it. I'm not even fully developed yet, and I've experienced that just being 20 years old going into these jobs, man. A lot of people have doubt in my generation before they even know me. Just by hearing my age, they're like, well, we don't know, you know, if we compare it to other people we've had at your age, it's never really worked out. We've had issues and this and that. And then I go in there and it's like, you act like you're 25, like you're in here every day and you're working hard, like you've been here for a while. Like, you just have this level that you've got to. That's what I mean by like, you can outshine so many people in this day and age, especially right now, because there's so much going on. So many people's attention are focused on that. So many people's attention are focused on that. It's like, okay, well, my attention is focused right here. My attention is focused right here on me and what I'm doing. And as long as I'm doing the right things, all that's gonna come with it, man. Enjoying life a little bit more is gonna make it a whole lot easier to like feel a sense of like fulfillment in your life. Because you can, and I'm not saying you're not gonna be fulfilled by achieving your goals. That's a big thing to do. You achieve a goal, that's an amazing feeling. A lot of people, I would say, have not achieved like realistic goals that they set out for themselves, say months before. A lot of times they'll set their goal, first couple weeks is good, maybe a month is good, something happens, gotta go out of state, something throws you off your game, and it's like you're so hardwired to be living the way you used to live, that small 1% of that month, and like taking what I'm saying right now, because it's gonna mean a lot. That 1% of your, once you give up on that, it don't mean nothing no more. It's like a snowball effect, you know? You know how they talk about the snowball rolling down the hill? It's like collecting snow and getting bigger and bigger and bigger as it goes down the hill. But what I can see is that a lot of people, like, they'll start building that snowball. It starts real small and then it starts to get bigger. They're on the progress, making their way down the mountain. And then, I don't know, maybe a brick wall, you know? Maybe there's a rock in the trail. And so this is very, I don't even know the word for it, but like I'm creating my own picture here. Instead of like finding, instead of like a gust of wind pushing the snowball around the rock, you know, having having something happen by the luck of whatever. You don't. You hit it, and that rock and the snowball explodes, and it's over. That momentum is no longer there. And once you lose the momentum, you start all over from scratch. And each and every one of you watching this video knows how hard it is to start from scratch and start doing it all over again. To even start from scratch to begin with. If you've never done something and failed at it repetitive times before, then you'll still understand. But the people who have failed and failed and failed and failed, no matter how many times you try to do it, you fail and fail and fail, you realize like that's just how it is. Like that's just how it's gonna be until you find a way around it. And so that's what I was trying to talk about, like the gust of wind. I know it's kind of a stupid analogy, but I think it does make sense if you really look at it that way. You could be the type of person who lets it snowball and then hit the rock once something happens and just be like, well, I tried, and just give up. Or you can be the person who, it's so hard. I don't even know why I brought that up, because it's kind of hard to, it's not like you can control a gust of wind, but something that is in your control that you can do to avoid hitting that rock. Pivot yourself away from that path. Discipline, that's the key word here. That's what's gonna help you a lot more. It's gonna help you so much more. How long has this video been going, dude? How long? This has been 20 minutes? What the fuck? Bro, I swear, I've tried recording this video like 4 times. I did it on my phone twice, in the garage, and then right here 4 times. I wasn't even speaking about any of this. None of this. It was coming to mind. I don't know. I think 20 minutes is a lot though, so I don't even think I'm gonna edit this either. Like, I'm just gonna throw it up on the channel. It's really, for right now at least, it's just a part of repetition. I'm trying to do this as much as I can, get it out there, practice, get better at doing this, because like I said at the beginning of the video, when you're trying to make videos, you're trying to reach somebody, you're trying to like actually communicate and get them to understand as if you were sitting with them in person. It's so much harder to start the conversation and lead it in a way where it's understandable, because maybe in this video y'all have taken it. Sometimes I think when I'm recording my videos, I go here, I go here, I go here, then I come back here, and then I go here, and then I go back there, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gets like that a lot of times. So I hope the video was a little more understanding, and I hope you guys enjoyed. But other than that, I don't even know what I'm gonna title this video. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but we'll see how it goes. It's been a long time since I have published a video, so yeah, I hope it does good though. And if you've stayed this far, you're a real one, because 20 minutes is crazy. Because I mean, if you just think of the attention span of most people these days, including myself, I can't sit there and watch a 20-minute video, like devote all my attention to it. Depending on who the creator is. If it's just a random person like me and you ain't never seen me before, it's probably a lot harder to sit here, relate, and listen. But yeah, I'll quit rambling. Thank y'all for watching the video, and yeah, I will see y'all in the next video, whenever that is. I'll get it planned out and make sure I got it set up, because I really want to do something with this YouTube channel. The last thing I'll leave y'all with, because I know I could just keep talking for hours. Trust me, I really could, no matter how many times I trip up on my words. Internet money is different though. Like, I'll be honest, like once you start making money on the internet, it doesn't compare to a 9-to-5. It don't matter how much money you're making. Your potential online is so much greater than any 9-to-5 you'll ever have. Like, I was thinking the other day, thinking about people making $10,000 a month, if not more, just posting videos on YouTube. Sometimes people just get interested in your personality and they'll watch your videos just to hear you talk about your life. And so I don't need to come on here and be like, these are the 5 things you need to do in order to build discipline. This is how you do this. Like, no, I could just come on here like this and talk about whatever. We'll see if it hits, man. Like, that's about it. At the end of the day, like, I really just want to put myself out there and, share my opinions, because I think that everybody else is very opinionated nowadays, and it's very vastly different. Like, every time I go speak to somebody new, it's like discovering, I read this in a book, 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, or maybe he just said it. He was like, look at everybody as like an undiscovered country, something that you could learn about, something new, plenty of things that are new. And so, yeah, leave your comments and opinions down below on what you think. Doesn't have to be related to this topic. It could be something similar, or it could be anything, dude. You can tell me your favorite color. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I'll quit rambling. Thank you guys for stopping by, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.